top stories tonight. Nigerians join rest of the world to celebrate Boxing Day. Suspected bandits kill at least 11 in Kwande local government area of Benue State. Nigeria government denies allegations of collaborating with France to destabilize Niger Republic. Kenya police deny involvement in latest spate of abductions targeting government critics. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tse Azege. Let's begin with Boxing Day celebrations. The festive season is a time of sharing and caring, and among the groups that need our love and attention are senior citizens. While many spend their period surrounded by family, some elderly individuals reside in special homes. Our correspondent, Abduct, visited an old people's home in Lagos to see how these senior citizens are celebrating Boxing Day.
The elderly hold a special place in our society, and just like everyone else, they deserve to feel the joy of the festive season. While some are surrounded by family at home, others find companionship and care in old people's homes. For these senior citizens, the holiday season is a time to reflect, connect, and enjoy activities that keep them active and engaged.
Because when I remember that my mind spoiled today, say go come, I didn't see them. So I wasn't happy today in the afternoon. But I can't hear that they are around. It be like say they buy a motor.
In African culture, caring for the elderly is traditionally the responsibility of family members. However, changing circumstances such as migration and financial challenges have made homes for the elderly a valid alternative for many.
I was told the latest residents that we had, he came in about 2-3 days ago, and by the time he was coming in, he was very apprehensive. He was telling the child, the daughter, I'm not coming, I'm not coming, I'm not coming. You know, but 2 days into his stay, the man started praying. Oh, I didn't know this was the place where bringing me. Thank you, God bless you. It is a lovely place. They are taking care of me. I'm very okay. I'm happy. And all the story has changed. Why? Because experience.
You saw people, they didn't abandon their loved ones here. They come to see them. You saw Her Royal Majesty said she wished they had known this place earlier.
The residents of this home come from different backgrounds: retired engineers, teachers, and business professionals. Among them is an 82-year-old author who is working on a new book.
The working title is Animal, Vegetable, and Mineral. It is about the people, the places, and things I have come across in my life. Any child here, I have relatives, but they have their own families as well. So my own daughter decided to bring me here. I haven't heard about this place and how well the people here are looked after.
The home offers a range of activities, including games, skill acquisition, and holiday celebrations to ensure the elderly remain engaged. However, providing this level of care is not without its challenges.
It can be quite challenging, especially once you're not skilled or you're not trained. What drives you in caring for older people is passion.
Some have stroke, some are diabetic, so we help them with a lot of, those things, and they are good. They are well managed.
For the staff, the festive season is an opportunity to go the extra mile, creating an atmosphere of warmth and joy. And as we continue our celebration this festive season, it is very important that we remember the elderly amongst us who have spent several years caring for us and serving the country. They are still part of the society, and caring for them is not negotiable. In Lagos for News Central, I'm Abduct.
Benue couldn't agree more. In search of fun and games, parents have taken their younger children to some play arena in Innyievya, the Abia State capital. With limited child-friendly sites in the entire state, children are mostly confined to the very few available, leading to overcrowding over the years. News Center's Chinwe Ugele captured some moments of fun for the children in Innyievya.
Returnees who come down to Abia State usually have one problem, and that is finding a place where they can actually relax and have fun with their families other than various eateries that are littered around the cities and the villages. On a day like this, being a public holiday as well as Boxing Day, families spend time outside their homes. For those who have young children, the choice of their hangout must include a child-friendly sport to help them relax and play games at the same time.
Even me, I'm still a child. I need a place to relax 1 or 2 times, you know. They don't have it around here. They should. So please, next time I come, I want to go gag everywhere. Yes.
I came back from Abuja 2 years ago. When I came back, I noticed that I don't have too much back here. So I'm not happy about that.
We should create more places like this so that we can take our children, because sometimes when I think of coming to the place here, the crowd here discourages me most of the time. I just took courage to be here today. We need more places like this in Umuahia.
The number of children here today is significantly reduced from what it used to be in the previous holidays. In their innocence, the children only care about a place to play in.
I love the games, the bouncing castles, the animal rides, and also the ice cream is so cold. I would love to come here again.
I enjoy myself. I'm riding the animal bike.
Their parents complain about the inadequacy of the fun places, hoping that government considers the children in its programs.
We want government to give us more parks, like Wonderland. In Abuja, we have such thing there, Wonderland, and so many things over there. Children play parks, so many of them there. So we are asking government to help us if they can raise more. Not every time, every season, we come to ShopRite. Every year, we come to ShopRite.
It's not only ShopRite, they can be spa and also other places that some children can explore and have some fun.
Some of the fun seekers who are holidaying in the state say they cannot compare Umuahia with where they returned from in terms of parks for children and adults.
They don't have a children-friendly, much children-friendly. I've not seen any. I've been canvassing the whole state. I've not seen any much children. Unlike where I'm coming from, we have plenty of them at Enugu. Here in Umuahia, the Abia State capital, there are only 2 spots inside the Abia Mall where children can actually play, and they have limited facilities for them to play with. In Umuahia, for News Central, I am Chinwe Ugeli.
Despite the challenging economic realities, families across Borno State in Nigeria's northeast came together to celebrate Boxing Day, exchanging gifts and sharing laughter in the spirit of unity and resilience. In Maiduguri, the state capital, families with mostly new outfits gathered in homes and public spaces to mark the occasion with modest yet meaningful celebrations. News Center's Umaru Kirawa completes the report.
A day to share joy for many, Boxing Day served as a welcome break from the financial strain exacerbated by inflation and the aftermath of years of insurgency. The holiday allowed people to shift their focus from the hardships of daily life to the comfort of family and community.
This day is what celebrating is once per year. So we really thank God. We really thank God, and we're encouraging friends around to give gifts.
I've not yet received any gifts, but I'm hoping that before the end of today, I'll receive the gift.
This morning, surprisingly, I got 2 gifts from friends, and then they're not in the town. They sent it to me, and I was unboxing them this morning. I was so much excited. It means I'm also being loved with people. A lot of people always say they don't have money to give out things, but it's not actually like that. You can, give a little thing for people that are in need, and you put a smile on their faces, and this is very good, and it will be very, very much concerned about for them.
Have you unboxed your box, and what is it inside?
Yeah, I unboxed one. It's a 3-in-1 towel. I'm so much excited.
Local gift shops and markets were busy with many people opting for budget-friendly gifts such as clothes, household items, and homemade treats.
People come all out to come and get 1 or 2 things for their loved ones, and it has been quite nice, and let me say it has been quite good to turn up.
At Sandakarimi Zoo Park in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, family and friends also troop in their numbers to have fun time with loved ones and see some animals.
I really appreciate a day like this, and I really appreciate the work of God, the nature, you understand. I'm so happy, you know, because he or she who lived to see today, you understand, is really, if he's not grateful, he's not a human being.
Animals like giraffe, the popular king of the jungle, that is lion, among others, attracted children and adults to celebrate and gift loved ones at the zoo in Maiduguri.
We are not sure that people will be coming to zoo again as for that time of the flood. But as of now, the zoo has become new. People are coming, and even at the olden days we don't have any giraffe, but as of now I want to tell people to come to the zoo to come and see new animals. We have giraffe, we have chimpanzee, we have new lion, and etc., etc.
The joy of giving and receiving, along with time spent with family and friends, seems to fill the air with warmth and cheer. In Maiduguri for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
On a rather sad note, at least 11 people were reportedly killed by suspected armed raiders who invaded some communities in Kwande local government area of Benue State on Christmas Day. The attackers were said to have invaded the 3 communities in Nkomon district of Turan in Kwande local government area, turning the Christmas celebration into sorrow. A resident of the now deserted Mbadaru Council Ward, who is taking refuge in Jatuaka Lawrence Akerigba, told newsmen that the attackers abducted 7 children, with the oldest being 6 years, while the youngest is 2. According to him, the attackers invaded the communities in Turan at about 4 p.m. when most residents were at home with their families enjoying the cool breeze of the Yuletide, killing 11, injuring scores, and abducting children, while others are still missing. Let's also tell you that 1 person has died and 2 others injured in a tragic gas cylinder explosion at a vulcanizer shop in Bakungu, a suburb of Minna, Niger State capital. The incident happened on Christmas Day, with the victims identified as Zakari Aliyu, Mohammed Usman Baba, and Umar Mohammed. Eyewitnesses reported that the incident occurred when Mohammed Usman Baba, the shop owner, used the gas cylinder for a customer. After the cylinder was used, it was placed to be recharged. Zakari, an apprentice, retrieved water to cool the cylinder after it became heated, as they typically do. However, according to eyewitness Fisail Avuya, the cylinder exploded as he poured water on it, scattering his body. The explosion injured Mohammed Usman Baba and his son, Umar Mohammed. Sources say Umar sustained severe abdominal injuries and will require surgery. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on Thursday insisted that the military avoided mistakes in the airstrikes that killed 10 people. On Christmas Day, a fighter jet bombed 2 communities in Silami local government area of the state, killing at least 10 people and injuring several others. A day after the incident, the CDS visited the northwestern state and addressed journalists at the Gengia Cantonment, Sokoto. He said that investigation would be launched into the matter. The CDS called on residents not to harbor criminals in their communities and admonished the media practitioners not to be used as a tool for promoting bandits. In the meantime, the federal government has strongly denied allegations made against it in a viral video by the military leader of its neighboring Republic of Niger that President Bola Tinubu's administration had concluded plans with France to destabilize this country. In a statement signed by Nigeria's Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, the federal government described the general's claims as groundless and absurd because Nigeria had never engaged in any overt or covert alliance with France or any other country to sponsor terrorist attacks or destabilize the Republic of Niger in the wake of the coup d'etat that ousted a democratically elected government in that country. Coming up, Jigawa State Governor Namadi loses son 24 hours after mother's death. We'll tell you more when we come back from this very short break. Do stay with us. If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. Nigerians join rest of the world to celebrate Boxing Day. Suspected bandits kill at least 11 in Kwande local government area of Benue State. Nigeria government denies allegations of collaborating with France to destabilize Niger Republic. Kenya police deny involvement in latest spate of abductions targeting government critics. Thank you for staying with us. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, has commended residents of the capital for collaborating with the police in combating crime and insecurity in the state. This was during a tour to evaluate the current security situation in recreational sports in the capital and border communities. He says that the police has recorded tremendous success in apprehending criminal suspects and recovering stolen property throughout the year, a feat that was made possible by the collaboration with the police and the public.
Everywhere that we have been to, we have seen police officers deployed. We have seen divisional police officers taking charge in all the parks. And then we have visited our neighboring border towns. I can see synergy between police officers in FCT and other neighboring states. So far, so good. I'm happy with what I've seen. We have prepared from the beginning of the year. This is the final period. We do not want anything unpleasant to smear all the good work we have done from the beginning of the year. Because I've gotten wonderful cooperation from the residents of the Federal Capital Territory. Almost all the achievements so far gotten by the police was gotten through the cooperation of the people. So I want to thank them so much for that. And as Oliver Twist that we are soliciting for more support.
Tragedy has once again struck the family of Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi following the death of his eldest son, Abdulwahab Umar Namadi, in a fatal car accident. The incident occurred barely 24 hours after the governor lost his mother, Hajia Marian Namadi. A statement by the governor's spokesman, Hamisu Gumel, said the governor's son died on Thursday as a result of road accident. According to eyewitnesses' account, Abdulwahab was returning from Kafin Hausa to Dutse with his friends when the vehicle he was driving lost control, causing it to somersault. While his friends sustained various degrees of injuries and are currently receiving treatment at Dutse General Hospital, Abdulwahab was pronounced dead at the scene. The Abia State government has announced plans to commence compensation payments to individuals, corporate entities and organizations whose lands have been occupied by the Abia Industrial Innovation Park in Ukwa West local government area by the end of December 2024. The project will be hosted by about 7 communities in Ukwa West local government area. At a recent town hall meeting in Owaza to sensitize members of the community and government's plan to for the acquired lands, Commissioner for Lands and Housing in the state, Chika Chukwumerije, assured of their welfare, prompt compensation, and encourage them to complete all necessary documentation for easy identification for payments.
Is about to break ground on about 5 different housing projects scattered across Abia, and Okwa West is going to house one of those projects, and compensation will be paid. Gone is the era when government acquires your land and sits on it and does nothing with it and does not pay compensation and goes behind, fascinates the land and sells to his cronies. Aibo a talk and do government.
Our people, Asa, Okwa, Owaza, Ozak, all these communities, we have an outstanding record of hospitality to investors. And I want to believe that that operation will continue. Even when the various companies that will operate here, you will extend that operation to them. That is my belief.
On assuming office on May 29, 2023, President Bola Tinubu promised to overhaul Nigeria's healthcare system, addressing disease outbreaks, mortality rates, the medical brain drain, and health infrastructure. In continuation of our 2024 sectoral review, tonight we shift focus to the health sector, and our correspondent Idong Joseph captures the key highlights in this package.
One of the most pressing issues in Nigeria's health sector is the persistent threat to infectious disease outbreaks. The government has worked to strengthen disease prevention strategies by expanding the capabilities of the National Center for Disease Control.
Since President Bola Tinubu took office, he has pledged to improve the health sector, from addressing the issue of brain drain to investing in health infrastructure. Over the past 18 months, there have been significant developments, but also there have been notable challenges within this period.
Mpox situation.
Regarding Mpox, while it remains a threat with about 118 confirmed cases and no deaths across 28 states and the FCT, in August 2024, Nigeria became the first African country to receive 10,000 doses of Mpox vaccines donated by the United States to combat the outbreak. Similarly, in October 2024, the Nigerian government received its first delivery of over 800,000 doses of malaria vaccines, which are intended to enhance existing interventions.
We actually saw COVID really talking around how do even people access vaccine. We know the likes of South Africa couldn't even have, which have developed economy than us. I think the minister and also his team, you can give them an edge that they're actually doing something in that regards.
Despite these efforts, diseases like cholera remain persistent. In the first 9 months of 2024, Nigeria reported over 10,800 suspected cholera cases, resulting in 359 deaths, largely due to inadequate sanitation and healthcare access in rural areas. According to UNICEF data, Nigeria's maternal mortality rate witnessed an improvement, with 41 deaths per 1,000 live births, with 1,047 deaths for every 100,000 women who gave birth in 2024. This indicates a reduction of about 27% in infant mortality and 43% in under 5 child mortality over the last 3 decades.
In the likes of Lagos, they are actually at par with actually even developed countries. When you look around their indices around maternal mortality, around infant mortality, very, very high. You can see those numbers are very low in the sense that you can compare them to the UK and key other countries. But also on the other side, when you look around also, our key mortality rate in the likes of the northwest, the northeast, is actually very, very high.
As of the second quarter of 2024, the National Health Insurance Authority reported that about 18.7 million Nigerians are now covered by health insurance. However, a poll conducted by NY Polls in November 2024 revealed that only 19% of adult Nigerians have health insurance, indicating that 79% pay for health care out of pockets, a far cry from the desired targets.
Imagine the population of 230 million Nigerians, so you can imagine less than 10% people are accessing this health insurance scheme. So we have to do more to make sure there are more enrollees.
In November 2024, the UK House of Commons Library reported that approximately 22,851 Nigerian healthcare workers, or 1.5% of the NHS workforce, are employed in the UK, making it the top destination for Nigerian medical professionals. In response, the government introduced a national health workforce migration policy in August 2024 to combat the brain drain and encourage professionals to return. However, many experts believe these measures are insufficient to stop the migration.
We are not saying that we should meet up with the same exact amount they are paying in places like Canada, like US, where people are going to. Of course, we know that Nigeria is still a struggling economy, but we can, do something, fashion out something that is better for all cadres of health workers. It will stem this tide of Japa syndrome.
In August, a significant industrial action that surprised the health sector was a 7-day strike organized by the National Association of Resident Doctors. They were demanding the safe release of their colleague, Dr. Ganiat Pokwola, who had been kidnapped in December 2023, an incident the federal government described as disappointing.
If doctors keep on working and then we get abducted every now and then, for one who has been abducted, you don't know what the person's fate is, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And then we keep on working, that means that the environment is not conducive.
After spending 10 months in kidnappers' den, Dr. Pokwola was released in October 2024. From improving infrastructure to tackling mortality rates and addressing the medical brain drain, the next few years will be critical in determining whether the reforms and investments by the government can truly transform the nation's health system. In Abuja for News Central, I am Idong Joseph.
A very comprehensive report there. Thank you very much, Idong. To help us get some further perspective on some of the content of that report, we're joined now by the chairman, Chidikon Medical Center, Professor Philip Njamanze. Prof, it's always a pleasure to have you on the news. Just a key highlight from that presentation by my colleague, the migration policy that was initiated by this administration. I want your thoughts on it and its ability to actually help address the question of brain drain, because medical professionals continue to leave on a daily basis.
Yes, actually, the process of migration of medical staff, both nursing and medicine, is something that would be expected given the condition we find ourselves economically. The healthcare, the remuneration that is offered across the board is not sufficient to maintain a decent lifestyle for these health workers. But hope is not lost, because there are a few measures that can be taken that could help alleviate, at least in the short term, the problems we face. For example, extending the retirement age of doctors to 78 will give you a full cluster of manpower, which otherwise would have been out of the workforce. So I still feel that this would help a lot to address the shortfall. And going forward, I think government should take proper look at this measure.
All right, talking about the government taking a proper look, it's been over a year since President Bola Tinubu took power. What would be your assessment of his administration efforts to reform the health sector? And does it engineer some sort of hope that in the next 4 years we might see substantial improvement in the sector and perhaps, you know, work more to reduce this migration we talk about?
Well, yes. The most urgent problem is, I think the lesser problem is the migration. The major problem that's facing Nigeria now is the outbreak of infectious diseases, as you mentioned in that report. Now, there are certain aspects of it that is a national emergency. It has come to know that so many laboratories, labs are now operating across the continent, including probably some in Nigeria. This is a very major issue, that these biolabs are not under our control in Africa. These are usually biolabs for pharma, some foundations, and foreign governments. This should be a problem because if there is a leak, if they are working on a virus or a bacteria, or there is any leak from this area, it will infect and cause a medical emergency that is beyond just a normal thing you can do. So I think what the National Assembly and the government should is to bring all laboratories within the area of Nigeria, within the West African area, region, and across Africa under parliamentary oversight. That means we must know no pharmaceutical company can come here and start conducting or doing some viral research. So everything must be under parliamentary oversight.
Yeah, a lot, Prof. Not to interrupt you, but of course we know that there is still a lot that needs to be done, and your suggestions are vital. But I wanted you to speak on what has been done by this administration in the past 1 year in terms of improving the health sector. Do you think it gives hope and perhaps improvement in a lot of health workers in the country?
I think it depends on who you talk to. If you talk to the residents in medicine, they will tell you that they still don't have any substantial offer that will make them stop migrating. If you talk to the private practitioners, we have been talking over 30 years on the health bank. So where people can go and borrow money at single interest rate loans to build up hospitals and buy equipment. That this would drastically change the way medicine is practiced in the private sector. But this has not been done. There's an agricultural bank. Why can't there be a health sector bank whereby the loans are issued at single digit interest rate? So the truth of the matter is that, I commend the interest of President Bola Tinubu to the problems of the health sector. But a lot more needs to be done in a very methodological way, and this will not cost the nation so much money. For example, providing 100 billion to 200 billion naira budget for a health sector will transform the practice of medicine in the whole private sector across the country.
Well, let's see what... so sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, let's see what happens. He still has about 3 years, less than that, but who knows? We might just be surprised. Thank you very much, Doctor, for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me.
Still ahead, Kenyan police deny involvement in abductions of critics. Details after the break. Join us again.
Business News in association.
KS police on Thursday denied involvement in the latest spate of abductions targeting government critics. Kenyan security forces have been accused of multiple human rights groups of carrying out dozens of illegal detentions since massive anti-government protests in June and July. Recent research, according to Human Rights Watch, suggests a covert group of officers from several security organizations, including military intelligence and the anti-terrorism squad. However, the police has distanced themselves from the disappearances. According to a statement from the Inspector General's office, the National Police Service is extremely alarmed by the persistent claims that police officers in Kenya are complicit in kidnappings. The latest disappearances have again targeted young social media users who criticized the government of President William Ruto. And in business, the National Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture says the devaluation of the naira, high inflation and soaring interest rates are severely impacting businesses. My colleague, Lekon Obanjo, brings us details.
Business News in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
At the Nigerian Economic Summit, the senior vice president of the World Bank, Indermit Gill, while delivering an assessment of Nigeria's economic stability, emphasized the urgent need for the nation to navigate its current uncertainties and foster an environment conducive to innovation and sustainable development. The summit, themed Collaborative Action for Growth, Competitiveness and Stability, aims to address pressing economic challenges and promote inclusive growth. The Vice President's remarks underscore that without strategic collaboration among stakeholders, Nigeria risks exacerbating its existing economic crisis.
The Nigerian reform are the same, and they are: 1. Learn from your policy mistakes. 2. Let markets determine the exchange rate. 3. Keep public debt sustainable. 4. Adopt oil price-based fiscal rules. 5. Make accounting and allocation of oil revenues fully, completely, painfully transparent. 6. Devise a public investment program that promotes the diversification of the economy. 7, above all, and this is the difference between the Norwegian experience and the Nigerian experience, stay the course. It might take a decade to reap the dividends, but if you stay the course, you will surely reap the rewards. Surely as night follows day. Now, that ends my history lesson. Let's talk about today. So today, Nigeria is once again at the crossroads. It has begun to implement a far-reaching, politically difficult reform with national, regional, and even global repercussions. Without solid progress in Nigeria, the sustainable development goals that we all talk about will remain out of reach.
Cocoa futures have surged by over 80% year-on-year, with more than 10% rise since October, as adverse climate conditions severely disrupt the harvest season for the world's top producer. In Ivory Coast, heavy rains, particularly in the southwestern region, have intensified since the final week of September. These downpours have not only hindered the harvest, but also complicated the drying process and delayed the transport of beans to the ports. As a result, cocoa futures prices, which were already on the rise, have surged further, lifting the year-to-date increase from 65% to over 80% amid global supply concerns. And that's all on Business News. I am Lekon Obanjo.
Business News in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
And in sports, Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi celebrates Yuletide with kids in Ajegunle. In the Premier League, Chelsea, Manchester United taste defeat. Let's join Favor Ityuluv for more updates.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
And in sports, Leicester City midfielder and Super Eagles star Wilfred Ndidi has extended a hand of generosity to the children of Ajegunle, Lagos, providing them with meals and essential items as part of Christmas celebrations. The heartwarming gesture aimed at spreading joy during the festive season was put together by the Nathaniel Idowu Foundation. Ndidi was guest at the complex early in May when he commissioned a hostel he facilitated and spent quality time with the children. His efforts for the Yuletide are part of the broader trend of athletes leveraging their platforms to support social causes, demonstrating the positive impact sports can have beyond the field.
When you give an adult, when you do something for an adult, the emotion only sticks around the adults, you know. But when you do things for kids, the adults see it, so they also try to do the same, you know. So I feel like, as I said earlier, the memories you stock in these children, they live with them forever, you know.
A few weeks back, Jonathan Akoborire is here. I told you also that Sheikh Tinubu Lola was also here to felicitate with the kids during this season. This is a continuous thing.
The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has selected Moroccan officials for the Super Eagles B clash with Ghana Black Galaxies in the return leg match for CHAN qualifier. CAF named Hamza El Farik as referee for the match, with his compatriots Abdesamad Abdetonil, Zakaria Botachu, and Hicham Temsamani to serve as assistant referee 1 and 2 and 4th official respectively. Prince Kai Sakwe from Sierra Leone will be the commissioner, while Miboti Moise from the Democratic Republic of Congo will be in the role of referee assessor. The Super Eagles B and the Black Galaxies played out a goalless draw in the first leg in Accra last Sunday, setting the stage for a thrilling encounter at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo on Saturday. And now to the Premier League, Chelsea were stunned by local rivals Fulham at Stamford Bridge as Tottenham slumped to a defeat at Nottingham Forest in the Premier League on Boxing Day. Cole Palmer was on the mark yet again in the first half to put Enzo Maresca's side ahead, and it looked like the Blues would hold on for all 3 points, only for Harry Wilson and Rodrigo Muniz to strike late. The result leaves Chelsea 4 points behind Liverpool, who have 2 games in hand, while Fulham sit 8. Further north, pressure mounted on Ange Postecoglou with a 1-0 loss at the City ground. Former Manchester United wide man Anthony Elanga struck on the 28th minute to finish a fine counter-attacking move, and the away side were unable to find a response. Newcastle were winners at St James's Park after an early goal helped them beat 10-man Aston Villa 3-0. And to wrap up sports updates, Simona Halep has withdrawn from Australian Open qualifying and will delay the start of her 2025 season after feeling pain in her knee and shoulder. The former world number 1 received a wild card from tournament organizers last week, but said she felt discomfort after playing at the World Tennis League exhibition event in Abu Dhabi. Halep was given a 4-year doping ban that was reduced to 9 months this year and always maintained her innocence after being charged with 2 separate doping offenses. Now, the former French Open and Wimbledon champion is trying to re-establish herself on tour, with injuries not helping her cause. She will also miss next week's Auckland Classic, which is one of the main warm-up events for the Australian Open. And that wraps it up on Sports Update. I'm Favor Ityuluv.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
Up next is entertainment.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
And now in entertainment tonight. As families across the globe bask in the blessings of the Yuletide season, we took a moment to connect with attendees of the recently concluded Love and Lights Festival to find out what they were most grateful for this year. From heartfelt personal triumphs to the joy of shared moments with loved ones, festival goers expressed a wide range of gratitude, showcasing the spirit of the season. Here's what some of them had to say about the highlights and blessings of 2024.
I'm just grateful to be alive, to have my mental health in stable check. I mean, the country right now is not, and God has, been very faithful. He's been able to just keep us going. And we're just hoping for a better 2025, and it's definitely going to be a better year.
I'm grateful for my family, for good life, for everything. And I'm grateful for my ministry because I'm in a band, Gospel Force, so we're doing well and from glory to glory.
Wow, 2024 has been, a year of learning and relearning and unlearning for me. A year of growth, basically, and I just thank God for, for keeping me to this time, keeping family and friends, and making my business strive.
I think I'm grateful for growth, for family. I mean, not just biological family. I mean, the family that I've been able to, grow with, and yeah, pretty much it.
Well, I'm just grateful for life. Basically, I'm grateful for life because this year has been a tough year for many people, but we're still standing strong, so I'm just grateful for that. Yeah.
In the news, Ghanaian musician Edwin Eshun, popularly known as Beast Trap KOTM, has weighed in on the trending social media debate regarding the ownership of Dirty December, a festive season tradition. Some netizens have argued that Nigerians have claimed the concept, but Beast Trap insists it firmly belongs to Ghana. Speaking exclusively to Ghana web journalist Joseph Henry Mensah during the 2024 Rapperholic concert, the Yeshu hitmaker declared Dirty December is for Ghana and no one can take it away from us. He shared his belief that the tradition is deeply rooted in Ghanaian culture, despite his own December being spent outside Accra, in Doma, and its environs. Reflecting on the year, Bistrap KOTM described 2024 as a breakthrough year for him and expressed his determination to remain consistent in the coming year. The 2024 Rapperholic concert held on December the 25th at the Grand Arena in Accra International Conference Center served as a fitting platform for the artist to celebrate his success and reaffirm Ghana's ownership of the Dirty December tradition.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
And that's all we have here tonight. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Nigerians have joined the rest of the world to celebrate Boxing Day. Suspected bandits kill at least 11 in Kwande local government area of Benue State. Nigeria government denies allegations of collaborating with France to destabilize Niger Republic. We also brought you news that Kenya police have denied involvement in the latest spate of abductions targeting government critics. You can always catch up with the latest news by watching News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Abo TV, and on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Good night.